Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. For those celebrating, wishing you a very happy Eid. Two things that we will talk about today would be the big tech earnings and euros push higher and higher. But we'll first do a macro roundup as usual and then touch upon these two things. US stocks fell Thursday on one of the busiest days on the corporate earnings season. Major indexes opened sharply lower. The Dow fell almost 550 points on opening before it pared its losses to close about 0.9% lower. Shares of technology giants, many of which reported quarterly results after Thursday's close, led the turnaround and helped lift the Nasdaq Composite Index back into positive territory for the day also. Still, the broad market struggled after data showed the US economy saw its biggest ever quarterly plunge in activity and an uptick in even the jobless claims, suggesting the recovery in the labor market may be faltering also. Investors largely expected poor economic figures. The extent of the second quarter's decline in GDP was nearly 33% on an annualized basis. The expectation was for a 35%. So it was slightly smaller than the economist projections. Still, the extent of the drop is really breathtaking. Still, the Commerce Department confirmed the extent of the pandemic's damage, showing few corners of the US economy were spared. Dollar was mostly weaker against the G10 peers. Asian equity futures are narrowly mixed, but though the US futures are higher, and we'll talk about that a bit later, oil and gold both fell back. Investors appear to swap stocks for bonds, pushing the treasury prices even higher. So that sent the yield on the benchmark 10-year bonds below down to about 0.54, which is the lowest level that you're seeing since March. So we've spoken about this in the last couple of episodes also. While there is a risk-on sentiment and the stocks are going up, the same risk-on sentiment is not shared by the bond traders or the rate traders. They're pushing the yields lower. Lower yields would mean a risk-off kind of a sentiment where people are going towards the safety of the treasury and pushing the prices of the treasuries higher, and hence the yields going down. Something that we have observed in the past and something that we'll have to keep a tap on going forward also. Shares of UPS was up 14% after it reported record jump in daily shipping volumes. All this happened during the trading hours. And we'll talk about what big tech did post market close. PayPal also advanced about 4.3% after it reported that its revenue and profit beat expectations due to a boom in online shopping and digital payments. MasterCard's purchase volume beat as gross dollar volume fell about 10%. Shares were flat. Ford's operating loss was less than half the 5 billion deficit that it had predicted. Shares were up about 3.2%. Well, it was all about big tech, and big tech didn't disappoint. Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Alphabet all seem to have weathered the pandemic well enough. Amazon topped sales estimate last quarter, and for the current period during which it expects a revenue of between 87 to about 93 billion is what they're expecting for the current period. Profit blew away consensus, coming in at 10.3 a share. The estimate was for a 1.51, so almost a 10 times kind of a beat. And revenue, I think, was about 88.9 billion was what the number came in as, but the expectation was for a 81.2 billion. Shares were up about 4.92%. Apple crushed expectations as well and announced a 4-for-1 stock split. Revenue came in at 59.7 billion to beat the best of the estimate of 52.3 billion. iPhone accounted for about 26.4 billion, and the much awaited services unit generated about 13.2 billion. So shares were up 6.2% post market close. Facebook sales beat the highest estimates again. Revenue jumped 11% to 18.7 billion. Consensus was for a 17.3 billion. I know it's a lot of numbers that I'm throwing at you, but all that you need to take from this is that all the four companies, at least Amazon, Apple, and Facebook beat the best of the estimates on the street, and the shares were also up. Facebook was up about 6.52%. That's my son coming into the room. Give me 2 minutes, I'm done. Alphabet saw revenue decline for the first time ever, but it wasn't as bad as Wall Street feared. Sales totaled 31.6 billion, with the star unit YouTube bringing in about 3.8 billion of that. So estimates were for about 30.4 billion. So it was a decline, but the sales beat, but not by the margin in which Amazon, Apple, and Facebook beat. So shares were pretty flat. All this led the Nasdaq futures to trade higher, traded about 1.08% higher. In fact, Dow is also higher, and S&P 500 is also up by about 0.65%. I'll be looking out for Exxon and Chevron to post a quarterly loss. The numbers would come out later today. Caterpillar may post better than expected numbers. According to some analysts, consensus is for a revenue of about 8.6 billion. Lastly, on the FX front, contraction in Germany last quarter was deeper than expected, but instead of falling, Euro USD made another run for 1.18 and beyond. In fact, I see the Euro is trading at about 1.1870 right now. This may be confusing for some traders to note that the US data beat, in the sense that it came in at 0.33% negative versus an expectation of 35%. But the German data came in much worse than expected, in the sense they were forecasting a 0.9% contraction, but the number came in at 10.1% contraction. But still, on an absolute basis, the number stands at 10% versus 33%, and investors are flocking to the euro and selling US dollar. Still, this is the worst quarter for Germany in at least 50 years. GDP numbers are due from Spain, France, Italy, and Eurozone tomorrow, and deep contractions are expected all around. That's your update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend.